Hello ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Joe Barnes here and welcome to video 6. I'm very excited to introduce my guest on today's video. This gentleman has been in the business now for a little over 2 years. He's generating over $50,000 a month income and he has just done his first $1 million launch. You can see his beautiful photo on the screen there. So without further ado, please let me introduce the one and only Mr. Chris Farrell.
I I heard you. I heard you laugh when you said beautiful photo. I heard you say that through gritted teeth, like his beautiful photo. Like we all, people call me ugly. It goes in one ear, out the other three. I don't care. So,
Hello,
Joe, it's
Chris.
a
How are you doing?
pleasure to be here.
Oh,
I'm very well, Joe Barnes, the world famous Joe Barnes. It's a pleasure to be invited. I'm delighted to spend a bit of time with you and your wonderful subscribers. So thank you for inviting me.
well, thank you for giving us your time because I know you're a really busy man at the moment. So thank you very much for just giving us some of your very precious time to have a chat with everybody about the future of Facebook.
It's my absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
So today, Chris, we're just going to have or what we all want really is your opinion on what you think is the future of social media and Facebook, in particular for marketers, for internet marketers, and for business in general. Obviously, Facebook in the past has been more of a social chat. Personal mechanism really for lots of people, but we're now starting to use it very much for a business. And I think everybody listening on this call will want to know what you think is the future and how you think we can really harness the power of Facebook to help us all with our businesses.
Well, Joe, I'd be absolutely honoured, and I would say straight away, ignore social media at your peril, because it's changing everything. Some are saying, and this will sound completely dramatic, it's the biggest shift since the Industrial Revolution. It's changing how we do business. It's changing how we communicate. It's changing even how even our language, how we interact with one another. There has never been such a powerful platform to position ourselves in front of targeted people and targeted markets as quickly and as easily as using social media. The thing that I find quite fascinating about social media is that all of us, and I include myself in this, we're bad at acknowledging social trends. We just are. It's kind of a human characteristic. Anytime anything new comes along, regardless of whether it's something to do with the web, we kind of naturally poo-poo it. I heard a talk recently about a guy who said, when cell phones first came along, we kind of all said, oh, I'm not going to get one of those. And I remember doing that. And I'm sure many on this call, probably the first time Facebook came along, thought, oh, I'm not going to get a Facebook account. I was one of those people. And not only that, and this amazes me incredibly, only this year, 2010, did I start using social media. In fact, I didn't really start using Facebook until about April, maybe even May of this year. Now, at the time of making this video, Joe, with you, it's October. So what's that? Maybe 6 months
Yeah.
after I started social media. And Facebook now is, for me, my number one traffic source. My number one traffic source.
Wow,
And this
really?
is something, I know, it's just incredible. Something 6 months ago I didn't even use. But just to kind of go back to my earlier point, we're very bad at acknowledging social trends, and we're very quick to say, "Oh, it doesn't work." It's like when we're a kid and we're given some new food. Our natural reaction is, "Oh, I don't like it." Whereas, of course, the real thing we should be saying is, "Well, I haven't had it." It's exactly the same as social media. So I think we all need to kind of acknowledge the fact that social media is new to all of us. Because it's new to all of us, we mustn't be scared of it. We mustn't naturally dismiss it because we don't understand it, but instead we should embrace it, and we should look at it or should welcome it with open arms, and we should learn how it works and utilize the power of social media because it is transforming how we do business. So to answer your question, where do I think it's going? I think any business that ignores the power of being able to position itself in a social medium to laser pinpoint themselves slap bang in the middle of their core market,
Yeah.
you are just throwing away a golden marketing tool. So I'm tremendously excited about social media and where it's going.
So what do you think is the key to marketing on Facebook? What do you think is the secret, if you like, to really getting it right?
I think the key is the key to any successful business is that relationship that you have with your subscribers. And Joe, you're very good at this. I've seen how you've marketed to people, and you're just good at building that relationship.
Thank you.
Now, well, you really are, and I mean it absolutely sincerely. At the end of the day, this business does come down to selling something. It just simply does. Some people call it marketing, some people call it promoting, but it is selling. You will be selling something. To make money online, you will be selling something. Now, if you're not comfortable with the concept of selling, then this business probably isn't for you. And there's nothing wrong with that, but we need to say, okay, we will be selling something. Now, I don't know if it's the fact that I'm English and you're English, but we do find it slightly awkward kind of selling. There's that kind of part of us we think, oh, I don't really want to be perceived as selling something. And I struggle with this greatly. But there are ways of selling. And this is one thing I had to learn, and I learned this the hard way. There are ways of selling to people. People do not mind buying from you if you've spent a bit of time nurturing that relationship with somebody first. And the great thing about Facebook really is word of mouth marketing. Facebook really is like a friend of yours saying, "Hey Joe, I just went to see the new Tom Cruise movie. You should go and see it. It was a great film."
Hmm.
When a friend of theirs that says that to you, the next time Joe Barnes goes to the cinema or the theatre, and they think she says what film to see, she'll remember her friend saying, "Oh yes, Sue said that Tom Cruise's film was good." Facebook is exactly the same. It's tapping into that personal relationship. So my point is, what I'm saying here is the key to having success with Facebook is building up a relationship with people in your particular niche first, or niche first. You and I and everyone on this call is looking at Facebook as a marketing tool. We're not particularly worried about tagging ourselves in photos or looking at what ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriends are doing, although that is what the majority of people use Facebook for. That's why it's called a social network, because it is used for socializing. That's why it's called social media. But as marketers, we're kind of looking at it as a marketing tool. So only the minority of people will be interested in how we are using Facebook, which is to build lists of friends interested in whatever subject matter it is that we are interested in. And Facebook, as you know, and as you've gone through in your videos, Joe, you can laser pinpoint, again, people in particular interests.
Yeah.
You can do that by searching for friends that in their description, when they set up their profile, they've typed in certain words. You can search for groups interested in certain subject matters. You can connect with the admins of groups, as Joe's gone through superbly in one of her videos, and connect with key people that are interested in particular subject matters. You can then find actual people that are proactive in groups on their own personal profile. Maybe they have a fan page as well, that they're prolific content writers, and they create a lot of content for their wall. And you can find people that are just active in your particular niche and build those people in your list of friends. And then suddenly you've got 400-500 people, which is very easy to do, that are just targeted people interested in your subject matter. And then you've got your own little pool of people that you can start building this relationship with. And how do you build that relationship? Well, you can do it in many ways in Facebook. Well, let's back up a little bit. It starts with your personal profile. Once you have your list of friends, you then can create a group, and you can then market to those in your group. A group is like a little discussion on a certain subject matter. I think personally, whereas groups are popular, I think fan pages are much more powerful as a marketing tool, because you can have an unlimited number of fans.
Hmm.
As part of your fan page. Although it's interesting, Joe, did you know they're changing the name of the fan page to the like page? Did you know this? You
Actually,
probably
I
did know this.
didn't know, Chris. I didn't know that.
No,
Okay, how
there you go.
interesting.
It is, isn't it? They're changing. They want to change the terminology, and eventually the word fan page is going to be phased out, and they're going to be known as like pages.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
but it's interesting because Facebook just continually keep changing. And we're going to come on to this in a few moments' time. We've seen changes just in the last 7 days to do with groups.
Yeah.
But again, to answer your question, how do you market on Facebook? You market by starting with your personal profile and connecting with people interested in your particular subject matter. I'm so sorry, I didn't turn off my Skype, as you can probably tell. And as I'm talking to you, people are calling me on Skype. I do beg your pardon.
No, that's
Let me
okay.
just
That's
quit my
what
Skype.
makes it real, Chris.
Sorry.
It's what makes it real.
There you go. I'm so sorry. So, my friend would now think, how rude, Chris just dumped my call. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm speaking to Joe Barnes. That was a guy that owns, I don't even, Easy S3.
Yes.
That was the boss of Easy S3 that was just calling. But
Ah.
anyhow, sorry, we digress. So that's what I love about Facebook, being able to build kind of targeted lists of people interested in subject matters very quickly.
Yeah. Now, Chris, I know that Facebook does change. It is changing all the time. You just touched there on the fact that the groups feature has changed. But before we move on to that, you have actually made some money off Facebook, haven't you?
Yes, I've made quite a lot of money using Facebook groups. Particularly, what I like about Facebook groups, although as we say, it's interesting, isn't it? We have to kind of roll with the changes and roll with the punches. This has just changed. We can still do what we're talking about, but the parameters are slightly different. But when you create a group, and a group is a discussion about a certain subject matter, so you have your personal profile on, let's say, hiking, or let's say you're interested in hiking and that's something you're interested in. You then create a group about where's your favorite hike that you've ever been on.
Hmm.
So that'd be the name of your group, and you just have a discussion on that. But the wonderful thing about groups is that you could, until very recently, email everybody directly in your group. And if you'd spend a bit of time building a relationship with your group, you could then send an affiliate link to a product, obviously. Now what happens in groups is it's slightly changed. You can't now email directly everyone in your group, but, and arguably, you could say this is actually even better, every time you post something on your wall, those in your group get an email notification that you put some content on your wall. So what I would suggest is putting good quality content on your wall about hikes, and then maybe every 10 messages or so, and you ought to test this, put an affiliate link on your wall. And I would always be very transparent about that. When I send out affiliate messages, I always say, often in the video, because I often make a video about the product, that this is something I'm promoting, and I often review the product, and I will then often make a little video going through the product. And if you've spent a bit of time building this relationship first, you will find that some of that will convert into sales. So I've actually done quite well out of marketing direct to those that are on my group.
Right. Okay. So as both you and I did have a quick chat, we are still kind of looking into the whole new groups feature and really trying to sort of get our heads around how it's all going to work and everything. But essentially, what you're saying, that the whole system is the same. You're talking about building a relationship with people, and then with groups as they were, you were then able to email them with your either your own product or your affiliate product or whatever it was. And now, rather than emailing them directly, you're saying that hopefully, well, what we can do, sorry, is we're going to be able to put those videos or affiliate links or whatever actually on the wall of the new group.
That's exactly it. The thing I would be hesitant about is and it's amazing how many people do this, is just having continuous affiliate links. I mean, I'll tell you what, let's just do this very quickly right now. Let's look for a group. There was one I saw the other day now. Let's see if I can quickly find it. I think it was called Wealthy Affiliate. I think it's called Wealthy Affiliate. I just want to quickly look in the groups for this and just show you an example. Okay, I think this was it. I haven't even joined this group, so maybe it wasn't. I'm going to quickly join it though. Let's see. Let me go to the wall. So I think this is it. So here's a group that we're looking at here, and I'm actually going to leave it in a moment. But look at this guy here, Andy Chambles. I don't know who he is. So he's got a link here to something. Experienced website building like never before, and he's kind of what's known as cloaked his link. I'll put money on the fact that this is an affiliate link. We'll check on it in a second. Yeah. Here's another link. Check out this. Stronger relationships, 150% more deals. It's an affiliate link. In fact, it's linked to a sign up by an opt-in page rather. And as we scroll down this group, it's interesting to look at this. Did you see the flash news about this work-at-home mum? She makes $89 an hour working part-time, monthly almost $9,000. I just signed up. I've already earned $72 this hour. It really is amazing. I guarantee that's not true. Guarantee it. Look at this. He's just selling the dream. Alicia, how are you? Residual income opportunities. Look at this. What a terrible, terrible group. Why would you join this? Why on earth would you join this? absolutely no content. Everybody's just trying to spam. In fact, let me leave before all my friends see that I've joined it, because I don't want anybody joining that group. So what's our point? Why are Joe and I telling you this? Because when you create a group, you want to spend a bit of time nurturing a relationship with someone, just as you would with a friend of yours. You wouldn't try and hit your friend up straight away to get out their credit card. The reason most people don't do this is because it's like, I've used this analogy before. It's like when they laughed at Columbus when Columbus said the world wasn't flat. It's because most people online are new to this business and they don't really know what they're doing, and they think that the way to market online is just to put a link to an affiliate product, and it doesn't matter that there's 50 or 60 other people doing the same, because, well, look, there's 50 or 60 other people doing it. That's got to be the way to do it. Absolutely not. If you're just a bit more smarter and you just spend a bit of time creating a bit of content on your group first, and maybe spending a few minutes writing an article that you were inspired, maybe you heard a bit of information about something, maybe you read something on a web page, read something in the newspaper, just something that you can share about your group, and you just post it as content, then you will get known as being someone that's actually quite a helpful person that isn't trying to promote something all the time. It's amazing. It's such a simple concept. And once you do that, then when you do actually mention something that is an affiliate product, if you spend a bit of time being good to your list, the list that you're good to will be good to you back. It's a bit like anybody that's successful in any business. They understand that, and every single business, I read a book called The Go-Giver, and it's all about this. Every single business that is successful, the person that created it, when they started, they may have changed over the course of time, but when they began, without a shadow of a doubt, they had a greater passion for what they were giving away, what they were talking about, rather than what they were selling. Of course, they wanted to make money, but we need to adapt that same sort of attitude when we create a group. And if we can build on that relationship, if we can, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. If you can really just dazzle, surprise, over-deliver your visitor, then when you do come to recommend an affiliate product, and it may take 2 or 3 tries of recommending an affiliate product, but you will find that they will respond a lot better than just posting affiliate link after affiliate link. Yeah. Nobody does it really, Joe. It's amazing. It's quite amazing.
Chris, we've gone on for just over 20 minutes now, so I want to sort of make sure we don't go too long, but I do think the people listening will be really fascinated by what we're talking about, so I don't think they're going to mind if we go on a bit longer. A question for you. One of the things you've taught me over the last few months, and you really have been a fantastic teacher to me, so thank you very much. Your membership site has been an incredible resource, so thank you very much for that. But one of the things you've really taught me over the last few months is really sort of about focus, and about sort of niching and looking at niches, and I think one of the reasons that a lot of people get frustrated or give up or whatever is because they don't focus their attention very specifically. They get very distracted very easily, and there is a massive amount of overwhelm on the internet. Certainly with internet marketing, there's just so much to learn, and everybody feels like they've got to learn it all tomorrow in order to be successful. And you could say that Facebook in itself is a niche that somebody could focus on, but even within Facebook, there isn't a massive amount for people to learn. So for the people on the call, you've got your personal profile, you've got the new groups feature, you've got fan pages. Where do you think, for somebody who wants to sort of get a business off the ground and utilise the power of Facebook to really help them, where would you say they should focus their attention, as they sort of learn Facebook?
What a great question. Great question, Joe. Okay, without a shadow of a doubt, the single most important thing and the best thing that anyone can do on this call is build their list. I know I always go on about that, but it's absolutely true. So many people make a mistake in this business. They're opportunity seekers. A lot of people are attracted to this business are opportunity seekers, and that means people that stumble from one opportunity to another, never seeing any of them through to completion. And a lot of people make a mistake of thinking that a website is a business. A website's not a business. There's nothing more common than a website that's not making any money. A lot of people also make a mistake of thinking a product is a business. And again, that's actually wrong. A product is not a business. Again, there's tons of great products that I know that are out there created by talented people, and they're not selling anything. So if a product is not a business and a website is not a business, what is a business? Well, a business is what Robert Kiyosaki says. It's customers. That is what makes a business. Now, customers come from, you're only going to get customers once you start building your list. Robert Kiyosaki also says, um, I always get the saying slightly wrong. He says the rich build networks, the wealthy, that's it. He says, yes, the normal, how does he word it? He says, the majority get a job, the rich build networks. And it's true. Anybody that is super successful in any business has built a network of people. Look at Mark Zuckerberg, the boss of Facebook. He's basically built a network of all of us. So the reason I'm saying all this is because we want to put all our effort, everything, every single thing we do, every single piece of marketing wants to have the objective of building our list. I think the reason there's a lot of confusion online is because people start and they don't really know where they're going. Sure, they want to make money, but there's no roadmap. They haven't got a step-by-step plan. They don't know their destination. It's like any time you get in a car to drive somewhere, you know where you're going. Of course you do. You know your destination. It should be exactly the same in our business. We should know what our destination is. And having a destination of, I want to make money, is too vague. It needs to be more specific. You need to know exactly what your aim is. You need to have clarity. Once you kind of have a bit of a roadmap online and you know what you're aiming to achieve, it's amazing how much more enjoyable for a start this business becomes, because you actually sort of know what you're doing. So if the thing that you are doing is building your list, which is what it should be, suddenly you feel this weight lifted off your shoulders because you sort of know what you're doing day in, day out when you're actually online. A lot of people confuse activity for action. They think that they're kind of working because they're on forums or they're downloading an ebook. That's not work. It's just like an actor that spends all day on the sofa watching movies, convincing himself he's studying acting. He's not studying acting. He's not working at all. It's the same as people that are opportunity seekers online. We need to take action, and the action that we need to be taking at all times is to build our list. So I'm saying all this to answer your question, which was sort of where would you start? Fan pages, personal profiles, groups. For marketers online, the best thing we can do is really harness the power of the fan pages on Facebook, because a fan page is by definition the business side of Facebook. We are allowed to sell directly from a fan page, although personally I wouldn't recommend it. But what we are allowed to do is build a list from our fan page. We're not allowed to build a list from our personal profile or indeed our group. So a fan page is our opportunity on Facebook to build our lists. We can have an unlimited number of fans. With a personal profile, we can only have 5,000. It may sound a lot, but I've been doing this for a few months and I'm like close to that already. With fan pages, we can have an unlimited number of fans. The terrific thing about fan pages is anytime we write any content on our wall on our fan page, it appears in the newsfeed of all our fans. So again, if we are seen as people that provide good content, then all our fans will begin to take notice when we do post fresh content. If any of those that are fans of us respond to a comment that we made on our wall on our fan page, their friends will see this friend of theirs reply in their newsfeed. And these people, so friends of our friends, they may not be fans of our fan page yet. They may not have heard about us. But because a friend of theirs has replied to a comment that you originally made, curiosity, because they know this person, will dictate that someone will click through to your fan page. And if you have a strong call to action on your fan page to build your list, then you're doing it right. I just use my fan pages purely to build lists. Just build lists, build lists, build lists. And then I just do good old-fashioned email marketing to my lists. It's interesting where Facebook is going. 4 years ago, 3 years ago, even 2 years ago, everybody was really talking about blogs, WordPress blogs, to try and appear high on the search engine rankings. It's fascinating, isn't it, how many companies are not doing that anymore? How many people are now using Facebook, their fan page, as a destination of choice? Because what we have is we have already 500 million users. So we have like a search engine itself. Facebook is really just a search engine. As soon as I think Facebook add their own search function facility, and that's bound to come, it's bound to happen sooner or later. We have the little search bar at the top, but that's only for pages and groups and content within Facebook. Imagine once we go to facebook.com instead of Google, and then whatever comes up in the search results will either be something on the web or something within Facebook. That's going to change everything.
Yeah.
So having a lot of content on your fan page will continually allow new people to have your fan page introduced to them. And if you continue to deliver good content on your fan page, some of those people that continually see your new content will naturally and organically just sign up to your list. And then, as you know, I've often said 100%, literally 100% of my income is from my list. And my list isn't that huge. It's like 15,000, 16,000 or so. Okay, it's still 15 or 16,000, but it's not like, it's not like hundreds and hundreds of thousands like many think you have to have. If you spend a bit of time getting what's that? I think I've used this statistic before, Joe. Forgive me. I think 40 people, 40 buying something from you at $27 a month is $1,000 a month. And for most people, $1,000 is the amount that is considered to make a significant difference in somebody's life.
Yeah.
Now, $1,000 a month. Okay, it's not going to make you millions, but so what? We're not looking at this at making millions by doing no work, but we are looking at making maybe a few thousand a month, and that's 40 people to get you $1,000 at a $27 product. 40. You could build a list of a few hundred just using Facebook alone. And then again, if you spend a bit of time building on that relationship with those that have signed up, then some will eventually convert to purchasing a product. And on that note, I found through testing, it really helps if you can promote a product that is a recurring billing product.
Yeah.
The reason that's so powerful is you don't have to continually worry about marketing all the time. I love promoting recurring billing products, and the ultimate thing really is to own your own recurring billing products. But we're sort of going into the area of product creation now. But that's certainly something that's doable. I've done it myself. It does take work, of course, as indeed anything worth achieving does. But that's a terrific place to be, and if you're prepared to put in a few months' hard work creating a product that is recurring billing, like a mentoring program, like even a hosting account. I mean, for most people, they're probably thinking a hosting account, I wouldn't know where to start. I thought that. I did a bit of research, took me a couple of days, realized that all you really need to do is buy what's known as a dedicated server. I know it sounds very techy. I don't really know the ins and outs of servers. I spent a few days, maybe a week or so, learning it so I can at least converse with it. I then marketed it, made lots of sales, and then reinvested some of the profits to pay somebody who does know about techie stuff to manage it. So, 25% of my profits will go into paying a guy, it's only one guy, to manage it full time. And again, it's thinking smart, not hard. Mentoring programs, training programs, membership sites, hosting accounts, autoresponders, all these are recurring products that you could either create yourself. I think the exception would be an autoresponder. You wouldn't really want to create one of those yourself. Yeah. But there's lots of recurring billing products that you could eventually create. But as I say, sorry, Joe, we're slightly going to the subject of product creation here as opposed to marketing.
That's okay, Chris. It's just it's almost it's just fascinating to sit here and hear your brain churn over.
Well, you're very kind. You're very nice.
So I think really, guys listening, you've heard it here. It really is about creating relationships and building relationships, and I know it doesn't seem easy sometimes when you're sat there and you're banging your head against a brick wall and you're thinking, gosh, I don't know where to go next. But with social media, with Facebook in particular, it really is kind of that simple. It is about building the relationships and talking to people. And I think one of the things that Chris has shown us all is showing everybody that you are just a real person. You're a real human being, and you're not just a name and a product. I think that's one thing, Chris, that everybody loves about you, that you're so real.
Joe, thank you.
No, but we all know you. We know your dogs. I'm sure everybody here will join me in wishing Frida all the best wishes at the moment, because we know that she's poorly right now. But you're
thank you, Joe.
You're just a real person, aren't you? And I think there's so many people out there selling stuff online who are just, you don't know who they are. You don't know, there's a name there and there's a product there, but you haven't got a clue who that person is. And so it's just like offline businesses. People buy from people, and you buy from people and
Yeah, you
services and
do.
stuff that you trust, which is why brands sell so well, because they become personified. I mean, Virgin is Richard Branson, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
he's
you're
personified
absolutely
that
right.
brand.
I always fly Virgin because I like Richard Branson. You know, what did I just say? That I like him. I've just admitted it myself. I've got an emotional connection. I've never met him. My wife has. She's had dinner with him, which I was very jealous of.